So when they asked me about this particular logo, which was going to be a lifestyle logo for clothing and apparel, but it's a religious lifestyle in the aspect of Christian living, and the first thing that came to mind was the iconic fish, and this is some people have said that this is what they believe is the only thing that Christ ever wrote. And that when he was sitting in the sand, or sitting down next to a building, and someone was talking about it's a biblical story that he was drawing something in the sand, and some people think that this is what it was. And of course, we understand how iconic that fish logo is. That if you teach a man to fish, he's never going to go hungry. In the same way as with a Christian lifestyle, and so I wanted to include this in the logo. So here's that fish right here. And so as I continued to work on it, I knew that the cross was going to be a main part of this, and I wanted to include that fish. And at the same time, as I started to do it, I knew that this also could be a cursive L. And then at that point, I started to notice that it could be part of the sash that is on the cross, which many people will associate that with the resurrection. Christ isn't on the cross anymore. And at that point, I really started to play with it a little bit more. And I thought that I was on to something. So that sash just comes around the cross, and you can see that creates that cursive L. But then as you come around the other side, it also creates an H for holy. So you have basically this type of action, which is the L, and then this is another H right here. So you have your L and your H for live holy. So at that point, I thought that's kind of cool. I think that logo was coming together. And the whole thing is that this lifestyle apparel and this brand is supposed to remind you of how to live holy. We're not all going to be perfect, but it's just a way to remind yourself, as well as tell other people how you live. I'm wearing a Live Holy bracelet right now too. And so that's basically how that logo came about. And it'll probably evolve. Could turn into some other things. But it also makes for a cool little story. And again, just something to remind yourself about how to live. So basically that's it. That's the Live Holy logo. Wear it, share it, live it.